Hey, it's Rob from Centercode. Let's take a look at feedback management. As testers submit feedback to your project, you're going to need to review it and potentially make some changes to it. So I'm going to go ahead and click on View Issues, and I'm going to get a list of all the feedback we currently have in the project. This is really handy, and then on the far left side, I can see the impact scoring and the number of votes on a given topic. I can see the user that submitted it, and I can go ahead and see the title of the feedback. Now, for any of these submissions, I can also click on the expand card to get a look of the issue in a little bit more detail. I get the description that the tester wrote, and then I get a summary of the issue itself. Now, if you're on the beta edition, you're not going to see any of the impact scoring metrics here, but you will still get information about when it was submitted and the issue type it is. Also, for any feedback that has comments on it, you can just click on the reply box, and you can see a quick comment that was left here, and you can click on add a reply if you wanted to go ahead and contribute to the conversation there. So it makes it really easy. The green dots over here let you know which feedback you've seen and not seen. And so let's go in and let's take a look at some of this feedback. Up at the top here, I have two issues that I want to take a look at. They're both new, and this one looks kind of important because it's got the little blocked symbol here, meaning that the tester said they can't continue to test until this is resolved. So I'm going to click on this. And it sounds like they can't complete a firmware update. And then it looks like their feature is listed as other, which sounds like it might be a bit of an issue. So I'm going to check this feedback out, and let's make some changes to it. So for feature, I'm just going to click on this, and it's going to give me the option to edit it. And I'm going to switch this to firmware update, get that set up correctly. This all sounds pretty straightforward. I wish I had a little bit more detail here. So I'm going to come down to severity. This is pretty important. I mean, it's not bricking the device, so I wouldn't call it a critical, but I'll go with major. And then for status, I'm actually going to set for need more information. And then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to ask, is this Andrew? Yeah, Andrew. I'm going to say, first, I'm going to thank Andrew for submitting this issue. It's really important to, let the testers know that you appreciate it. And then I'm going to ask him for some clarification on what he's experiencing. Is it, what's the date check? Whenever we do a check for updates, we display like a date and time that it was completed. I want to see if the system's failing to check for an update or what exactly is going on there. So there, once he replies with that information, then I can go ahead and handle triaging this a little bit more to see exactly what the problem is. So we'll go ahead and we will submit that, and we'll get that update in the system. And then since Andrew is following this, since he's a submitter, he'll actually get an email notification that I've made a response there as well, which is really helpful. So let's move on to the next piece of feedback that we have in our list. Clicking this button up here is just going to cycle to the next piece of feedback. And let's see what we've got here. So we've got product damage when left at door. And I seem to remember, I think we already have another piece of feedback related to this. So, we have predictive search in there. The vast majority of the time it works, but testers are going to do this, right? They're going to have duplicate pieces of feedback. They're going to miss it in predictive match. So the nice thing is I don't actually need to update any of this information. I'm going to come down here and check out the piece of feedback. I could do it there or via the button at the top. Again, I don't need to do any of this. This is really straightforward. And I'm going to come down to duplicate feedback. And I'm going to say, yep, this is the one I want. This is the damage upon delivery. I'm going to mark it as a duplicate and hit confirm. And that's it. It's gone ahead and matched all those other fields. It's become a child of the original piece of feedback. And I can even click on this piece of feedback here, see the original submission, and I can come down here to occurrences and I can see, hey, we had a duplicate come in. If I really wanted to, I could click on this duplicate and see this piece of feedback. It all works really well. And that's pretty much the loop right there. That's how you're going to go in. You're going to go, triage the feedback as testers submit it, make sure it's in a good place, and then kind of let the machine run. The next thing that we're going to take a look at are the dashboards. So, if you're in beta edition, this is kind of what you have for reviewing the feedback. But if you're on Delta edition, we have a ton of dashboards that make this a little bit more straightforward. You can focus on handling those really high priority pieces of feedback first, and then moving on to the other ones as you make your way through the project. So we'll see you over there. Thanks.